Here's the score for the first three games. As you just saw, it's Adelaide versus Collingwood. And as you might know, for those Adelaide supporters, that Collingwood did win. It was 48 points. Sorry, it was 58 to 106. That was for the Friday game. The second game was the Fremantle versus Great and Western Sydney Giants. It was those two, and as you might have just seen, that GWS had won against the Dockers at the UNSW, whatever that stadium is, and it was 31 points. It was 82 to 51. So that was one of the Saturday games, and now another Saturday game was Richmond Tigers versus Brisbane Lions, and as we just saw, if you can remember, that it was the Tigers who had won. It was only 93 points. The Tigers won by. It was 110 to 17. Now let's see a bit more. Let's go with Sydney Swans and the Bulldogs. So far, as some of you might know, that the Bulldogs had lost by 7 points. It was, or should I say, by a goal and a point. It was stop updating. It was 79 to 86. So the Bulldogs were 79, and the Sydney Swans was 86. So let's go on to North Melbourne and Carlton. And looks like North Melbourne Kangaroos had won it by 86 points. It was 18 goals and 8 behinds. That was leading up to 116 there. And Carlton had 4 goals, 6 behinds, and 30 points. And that was for that game on Saturday, I think. Now it is the West Coast Eagles versus Gold Coast Suns, and so far it was the Eagles who had won this time. It was 139 to 59, so 21 goals and 13 behinds for the Eagles, and 9 goals and 5 behinds for Gold Coast Suns. Next will be the Essendon Bombers versus Port Adelaide Powers. And as some of you might know, that the Essendon Bombers had won because, well, I didn't watch the game, but you know, it was 16 goals and 10 behinds which led up to 106, and Port Adelaide Powers were 12 goals and 12 behinds, which led up to 84. So yeah, some of you might have already known that by now, but you know, let's move on to one of the next games. Let's move on to the last two. So it is Hawthorn Hawks versus Melbourne Demons. It's ends up that it was 115. Sorry, and it was 18 goals and 7 behinds for the Hawks, and for Melbourne Demons, it's 48 points, which was 6 goals and 12 behinds. Now let's move on to the last game, which is the Geelong Cats versus Essendon Bombers. The Geelong Cats versus St Kilda, And as some of you might know, it was Geelong Cats that won. It was 15 goals, 13 behinds, 103 for Geelong Cats, and for St Kilda it was 7 goals, 14 behinds, 56. So it was 103 to 56. So 47 points. So that was my little AFL little tally thing for this week. Next week, I'll be, like I said before, I'll be posting videos on YouTube about a bit of the AFL mostly, and maybe a couple of other things here and there, like maybe a bit of like the London Underground, maybe Transperth trains, maybe, and whatnot, and stuff like that. So, and maybe even a bit about Radio Lollipop, and also maybe other things that I might do as well. So I don't know when I'll be doing things like that, but when I do, it's just, whenever I can and whenever I want to, and whenever I have this tablet. So yeah, enjoy, and see you in my next video.